Otherworldlyculture.com presents Now Streaming.
Now streaming, Suzy says hooray! Suzy all the way. Now streaming every single day. Suzy, come and play.
Good evening, and thank you for joining Now Streaming, part of Otherworldly Culture's Dead on Thursdays. If you want to grace us with your presence, please join our live chat by clicking on the live show's link on Otherworldlyculture.com's website. Otherworldly Culture's Dead on Thursdays currently consists of 3 rotating shows. Alternating weeks, you will see Dead on Basis, the horror sports mashup, Dead on Movie Reviews, horror movie reviews filled with lively debate, and Now Streaming, the glitter-filled train wreck you see tonight, presided over by yours truly, Suzy Snowflake, the Ice Princess, where we have a panel discussion on whatever movie I feel like talking about for the evening, as long as it can be found on a free ad-supported streaming service, and as long as the great and the powerful Wizard of Producing does not say no to me. Tiaras and cosplay are not required, but are always totally encouraged. The sparklier, the better. And as always, it's not just the shows that rotate, but my court of critics does as well. And tonight's loyalish subjects are the Knight in Shining Hockey Masks, owner of Dark Side Collectibles, the new sci-fi and horror specialty shop located in Plumboro, who now also brings you meet and greet, celebrity signings, private events, and so much more. We have Tim Godak.
Hi, everyone. Good to be here.
Then, of course, we have, matching with me tonight, we have my mighty marquee, the fellow convention enthusiast. Ladies, if you're listening, again, he is the noble steed in a herd of trick ponies. He is Ohio's most eligible and most honorable bachelor. Don't know why, because, man, he's a catch. You ladies got to get up on this. We have Marcus Jones. And, of course, well, we can't forget hiding behind the curtain, because he's not hiding behind the curtain tonight, gracing us with his presence. The man, the myth, the legend who brings all of it together, the great and the powerful Tim Kretschmann, who is so great and so powerful that, as always, I have to say all of this or he will shut me down. Stumbling from the murky, moss-filled cemeteries of Muskego, Wisconsin, he is the brightest light in the sea of stars, in the whole solar system. He is the most dapper, the finest fella, the most marvelous mentor a little princess could ever have. There is no need to wish upon a star. You don't need a fairy godmother when you have this man around. He is the webmaster for Otherworldly Culture. He has the extreme responsibility of maintaining the world's greatest something or other. He hosts Dead on Bases, tries to steal the spotlight from my cohort in crime, takes all the fun of our life because he's the responsible one. Who are you again? Tim Kretschmann.
Yay! Hello. Thank you. Just the way we wrote it.
Yay! And then on to tonight's movie, where I didn't choose it for tonight because I got so sick of hearing these guys drone on and on and on about how they do not get my movies. I decided to pass my wand tonight.
There it goes.
To Mr. Marcus Jones, who, believe it or not, even though he picked the movie, he did not let me down. He randomly picked one of my most favoritist movies ever. And it is now streaming on Tubi, Plex, Roku. I said it right this time, guys. And Fossum. Take it away, Marcus. Tell us what we watched.
Yes, ma'am. We watched Rock and Roll High School.
Yay!
Listen, it's beyond a classic. It should be on every shelf. It came out in 1979. It's a musical / comedy. Very good movie. A lot of people in that movie you would recognize in movies around that time and movies that probably set history as far as in classics. It had a great music cast and the rock group, the Ramones. I definitely recommend this movie. I recommend it.
I don't recommend it. We haven't gotten to the grading yet.
Well, that's not my grading. That's not my grade.
You can't recommend it. Recommending is part of the grade. You start with recap.
Oh my God.
There was no. I apologize.
There was no reason for that. That was out of control over there.
But you know what? I'm used to it.
Oh my God.
So anyway.
Oh my God.
Just like the cast, just like the movie itself, is just like the movie
Out of
itself,
control.
Susie can compare to. It is a loud banter of music, rock, art, and style.
This
Okay.
is why I love you, Marcus.
It is a cult musical comedy filmed by rebellious teens at Vince Lombardi, love that name by the way, high school who battles their rock-hating principal, Miss Togar. You gotta say it like that, Togar.
Togar.
With the help of the punk band The Ramones, a very, very historical group, who stars as themselves. It is directed by Alan Arkush,
Arkush.
and Joe Dante. The low-budget film follows the Ramones' fanatic Riff Randall, played by PG Souls. We've seen her in some great movies we'll talk about. And as she tries to get tickets to the band's concert, leading to a chaotic, music-filled climax where the students take over the school. I don't think I need to say more. It's a movie that set the tone in a lot of movies you'll see in the future, and movies that came out before it. I think it's a movie we're going to have a good time discussing today.
Can I just comment on how this is not the first movie that we have reviewed on this show where the kids take over the school and starts fires?
Yes, ma'am. I was definitely thinking that when we started this up
If
today.
they didn't, it still takes place in a high school.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. So we're going to talk about it today. Does anybody have anything they want to start off with?
I'd like to touch on the director, if I mind.
Really?
Sir, almighty great one.
Most of
I'm just gonna sit back tonight and not say a thing.
yeah, we all believe that's going to happen.
You see how serious he locked in?
Okay, so Alan Arkush and Joe Dante were actually cutting trailers at New World Pictures, I think is the name of the company. New World Pictures for Roger Corman. And originally they were given, because these two guys worked hand in hand, they were given the movie Hollywood Shuffle to direct together. That movie was successful enough that they allowed Alan Arkush to make his own movie and Joe Dante to make his own movie. I believe Joe Dante's movie was Piranha, and Alan Arkush's movie was this one. But at one point in the movie, Alan Arkush, near the end of the shoot, was so exhausted, he couldn't continue shooting. So Joe Dante actually shot, I think it was 2 or 3 scenes in the movie. Joe Dante, for those that are unaware, he's one of my absolute favorite directors.
Legend.
Having done Inner Space, both Gremlins movies, Explorers, just a really great director, but also a film historian of epic proportions. He and Alan Arkush are still working together because they are both working at the YouTube channel Trailers from Hell, where they take old trailers and they do voiceovers about the trailer, explaining why you should see the movie that they see. So if you're not familiar with that channel, it's time to become familiar with it. A lot of great movie selections over there on Trailers from Hell.
So two things.
Sounds.
One, that's awesome. And two, I could pick a damn good movie.
Oh, God.
Okay,
Like
who's
the ego
keeping count of how many times Marcus says how great he is? Who's keeping track?
I was going to say that. He's
Hey.
really stroking the ego tonight.
If you're a trumpet player and you got a good set of lungs, hit it.
You would want something that blows, don't you?
And you better.
Hey now. Yeah, let's go.
So,
Hey, let's go.
so you think we could talk about the art style of the movie?
Roll with it, baby. Whatever you want to talk. This is your show tonight. I'm
Well,
just sitting.
I figured
Yeah, you are.
we all have different time frames of experience with this movie. Like, not trying to be insulting of any kind. I wasn't born when this movie came out, but
What? Wait, what's
I
the
mean,
year on this?
it
1979.
You were,
So,
oh my God.
He's the baby.
I was born in 88. I was born in 88. I'm a baby.
Do you hear that, ladies? He is just a sweet boy looking to make some babies.
I do
Here's
want some kids.
the McDonald's Happy Meal that's probably older than you now.
Yes. Mhm. It can tell me what to do.
But now I will say something, Marcus, to defend you here, because you're talking about like where we were all at when we watched this. Timmy didn't see this growing up like I did.
Okay.
So I don't
So you had a different experience.
Right.
Now, what was yours like? Talk about it.
I just remember growing up with it. Like, I've always been in love with the Ramones. I've always been in love with PJ Souls. I mean, I know that she's been to all the other cons and everybody else has met her, blah, blah, blah. But it has never worked out that I have met her. I've loved everything that she's in. Like, if I could have had a girl crush growing up, I think it would have been her. She's the one person that I have not met yet that I would love to meet. And like I said, no, I freaking love the Ramones. I don't care what kind of mood I'm in, where I'm at, whatever. They come on. You have to blare it. The rest of the world ceases to exist. So I couldn't tell you. I just remember always watching this. I watched it in junior high. I watched it in high school. I watched it all the time. Like, it was just always there. It's the freaking Ramones. They've always been a staple.
I'm sorry. Go ahead, Tim.
I was going to say, I actually got to be at one of my very first horror conventions I went to. They actually had a panel for Rock and Roll High School with PJ Souls and Mary Warrenoff.
You son bitch.
Oh yeah, it was great. Unfortunately, the guy running the panel was the laziest son of a bitch I ever saw. He didn't even he kind of phoned it in. But luckily, there was like the biggest Ramones fan of all time sitting 2 seats from me. I mean, he was wearing the leather jacket, the whole thing. He had about 85 questions. He was going, like, it was awesome.
He made that host work today.
Oh, my God.
You know that Mary was in that panel, and I just have to say, she was in Night of the Comet, which is another one of my freaking favorite. Like, I have to probably say, everybody that was in this movie has been in another one of my top favorite movies.
Now, you probably also know that Paul Bartel and Mary Warrenoff were in Chopping Mall together.
Yeah, that was gonna, and which is another one of my favorite freaking movies.
But they also made that movie that I talked about earlier, that they made with Joe Dante, Hollywood Shuffle. They were both in that movie. But I always remember them from a movie called Eating Raoul. Have you guys seen the movie Eating Raoul?
No.
I've heard of it.
Being the horror movie fans, this is one of the best dark comedies that has ever been made. You need to find this because that's Paul Bartel and Mary Warrenoff, like, in every scene together. And it is gold. And it involves a gentleman named Raoul. We'll just leave it at that. With these two, Paul and Mary, interact with him.
Oh my God.
It's like the perfect Up All Night movie. They used to show it a lot on the nights that Gilbert was on, Gilbert Gottfried. They would show Eating Raoul, and that's how I got to see it. And I've no doubt that there's a much filthier version out there. I continue to look for it, but I seem to always find the sanitized version. I'm like, no, there's got to be something worse.
The director's cut.
By the way, Suzy, you probably...
That's a prequel to Eating Gilbert's Grape.
Wait.
Did you grow up with this on VHS like I did, this movie?
I don't remember. I had to have, because I just remember always being able to watch it, and that was before we could always watch things. So it had to have been. I have a story about all my VHS tapes, but hold on. What I wanted to say, because I have to go completely on a tangent about something completely unrelated to this movie, but we're talking about Chopping Mall and how that's one of my favorites. And so, Timmy, you probably don't remember this, but my second time ever watching Chopping Mall was one of those nights in high school that we had at my house where everybody was hanging out. And I was so freaking excited because it was on. So I don't remember what it was on because back then it took forever for me because I know I hadn't rented it from Blockbuster. Like it was actually on. Like we had USA or TNT. It might have been Joe Bob. I don't know. But it was on and everybody was drinking and I was freaking out because it was on and I was so excited. But I got so drunk, I was vomiting through the whole freaking thing while everybody else was. I don't know why I remember that so much, but it was a normal Saturday night at my high school in my house.
Sounds about right.
And I just remember vomiting and then crying because I was missing shopping mall.
Should have paced yourself so you could enjoy the show. You know,
Her priorities.
That mad dog just catches up.
She's like, she should have been one of those types of like, I gave up drinking. Why? I missed shopping mall.
Right?
Like you want to go shopping? What?
And you guys are all Suzy and Tim, you're from the Pittsburgh area. Mary Warrenoff was actually part of the salon, I think. They called it, of your famous artist out there, whose name is escaping, Andy Warhol. She was part of the Andy Warhol gang.
I did not know that.
Whatever they called it, the salon or something like that. She was involved in that, and somebody, obviously not the guy running the panel, but one of the people in the audience was like nailing her with questions about that as well. Which, that was basically a orgy going on most of the time.
You asked me if I saw it on VHS. It had to have been on VHS because how I got to watch most of my movies was when we got our very first VCR. Because I've mentioned on the show before how my dad was a cop in town. So, we got free donuts. We got into the drive-in for free. We got all these perks. So the one guy that had he sold TVs and VHS, VCRs and all that. As a thanks for being one of the cops in town, he gave my dad, because we couldn't afford it back then, but he gave him a VCR, and any movie that he had, he recorded all of them on other tapes. So when he gave us that, he gave us this giant U-Haul box that just was loaded down with there were 3 different movies on each one. So we had no idea what we were watching half the time, and we could just put we saw every movie. I think that's why I saw so many movies because, that was a very nice thing someone did for us. But every movie that you could possibly think of, we had in our home thanks to this guy.
I'll tell you, when it started up, I watched it on Plex. I think we all watched it on Plex. Mm-hmm. My jaw dropped. I think they restored this movie. I thought it was the cleanest copy I have ever seen of this film. I was like, wow, this looks better than I thought. Because Roger Corman spends $30 on back ends to put his movies together. So he doesn't always have the best film stock. And I thought...
Can I throw a trivia quote in there real quick?
Yes!
One of the reasons I knew Roger Corman produced this movie is at the very beginning of the movie there was a bird sound and you could hear the bird saying cheap, cheap, cheap. Actually a little dig at Roger Corman.
Yeah.
That was just tell?
Yeah, they did that on purpose because, and the thing was, Arkish and Dante could mess with Roger Corman a lot more than anybody else because they were very respected employees of his for a long time. So they got along really well. Now, Tim, you're kind of the expert on trivia. Did you notice that originally this movie was not going to be called Rock and Roll High School?
Oh, yes, it was supposed to be called Disco High. And they talked the Ramones into taking the part and adding the Ramones into it.
Yeah, the list of people that were supposed to be in this movie is ridiculous.
That's a completely different movie.
Oh my God!
Definitely.
I was thinking about that. How completely different would it have been? It would have had a totally different vibe. Even though all the other bands that they were thinking of are all other ones that I absolutely love, and I would have been rocking out to the soundtrack. They all would have had a completely different vibe to it. And Yeah. I'm sorry. The Ramones were just off their rockers. Like the way they were in the movie, I feel like that's how they really were. So.
Well, that's a question I wanted to ask you. Do you guys think this movie kind of helped promote them, or was it?
It was MTV before MTV.
Yeah.
They didn't have music videos, so they put them in a movie and made them stars.
They had to play like one whole album.
Right. Well, that's basically what it was. Yeah.
Yeah.
And the Ramones I heard what the Ramones were paid $25,000 for this movie.
Yep.
And then Dee Dee was arrested, fought a roadie, ended up in the hospital. All kinds of stuff happened during the filming.
Cheap Trick was one of the ones that should have first broached in it. And even though I love Cheap Trick, they're probably one of my favorites. I could not imagine them doing this movie. I feel like it would have been.
They don't have the personality.
You needed a very wild. Like John Denver would not have been the right person.
Right.
Right?
And right.
You need somebody who's out there.
Van Halen would have been like that outrageous vibe that would have made them go crazy, but I feel like they would have been a little more diva-ish.
Not rebellious enough.
Yeah.
Particularly during the Roth years, which I believe would have been the Roth
which
years.
again, I love Van Halen, but I could not imagine them being, just and the way Joey, and the rest of them too, but like they're just walking.
Susie.
They weren't flamboyant. What? I'm sorry.
I don't know, Susie. Van Halen got a burger to dance. If you get that reference.
Yes, Better Off Dead. But I'm just saying, like, I could see Van Halen walking down the hallway and just being like, "Oh, we're Van Halen," I don't know.
The one joke where they had with the Rocco meter, where how loud are we gonna play it? It wouldn't work exactly the same way. I actually wrote down what they were from quietest to loudest. It starts with Muzak. Do you guys even remember Muzak?
No.
Okay. I was wondering if you guys knew about Muzak. That was really huge at that particular time. When you would go into a shopping mall or you went into an office, back then they wouldn't tune it to a radio station. They paid for a service, and that service was Muzak. And they did scientific studies to improve productivity or to make people shop more. And what they did is they took hits of the day and they basically made them easy listening. They would take like Jailhouse Rock and do it with all string section. And I mean, it is incredible. If you want to have a real eye opener, type into YouTube Muzak, M-U-Z-A-K, and then type in some song from the 60s, 70s, or 80s, and your jaw will drop. Because it was a real thing, and they paid big bucks. I worked at an office that had it one time, and they had a satellite dish just to get this stuff. So that's like the most sleepy music of all time. It goes from Muzak, Pat Boone, Debbie Boone, Donny Osmond, Marie Osmond, Kansas, Peter Frampton, Foreigner, Jethro Tull, Led Zeppelin, Ted Nugent, the Rolling Stones, The Who, and then it gets into the Ramones, which apparently makes mice explode.
Which I have to say, I want to know where the disclaimer is that there were no mices harmed. The poor little mice.
I mean, you got a point. They never did clarify.
Yeah. I want to make sure that none of them were harmed.
Did you see who was involved with the mouse special effects?
Yes, Rob Bottin.
Yeah.
Yes, Rob Bottin, absolutely.
Rob Bottin, the guy behind the Thing, for crying out loud. And
I didn't know that until I saw the credits, and I went, whoa.
I know. I saw it, and then I looked up, okay, what's going on here?
Tim, when you talked about that Muzak, all I could think of, so they created elevator music.
Yep.
That is basically what they were. When you
the whole
hear
time
elevator
you
music. Yeah.
I was like, that's elevator music.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
So, Timmy,
yes.
What about your first time experience other than watching it recently?
Oh, believe it or not, see, I grew up very similar to Susie, except for the movies and VHSs in my collection were mostly horror and sci-fi and scary stuff. So
As it should be. As it should be.
what this movie was today.
I can't believe that.
Yeah, I know.
Why are we friends?
You know what? A lot of the high school movies I didn't watch when I was young, like Breakfast Club.
You don't even know the name.
I did not like. Like I wasn't into that. Now I appreciate them a lot more as I'm older. So I'm glad that I'm watching these now that I'm older. But when I was younger, I didn't necessarily have an appreciation. And I didn't watch them. I knew this movie. I was aware of it, but I have never actually seen it. So this was actually my first time. And it's exactly what I thought it would be. I'm glad I waited till now to see it because I did enjoy it. I thought it was a lot of fun. I wasn't big into the Ramones when I was young. I appreciate the Ramones more that I'm older now. I think it was the perfect time. It was a perfect time for me to hear it, to see it. So
that was going to be my question for you because you were more of a rap person, so I didn't know if you had
I was like, I listened to a lot of rap, and then I also, whenever I was young, though, I listened to a lot of I was into like The Cure and Depeche Mode, and you know what I mean, and stuff like that too. I really wasn't so much into the Ramones as much, but I do like I know every song that's in here, and they are on my playlist now. I have quite the eclectic playlist now as I've grown. But yeah, I was definitely. So I'm glad that I waited till now to see it. I think I enjoyed it a lot more. There was a lot of cool surprises. Clint Howard, seeing him, and it was hilarious.
Yeah.
Dante,
Yes.
Dick Miller, his usual go-to. Dick Miller was in there. So that was pretty cool.
Dick
So
Miller has
TJ
the best line in the entire movie. They are ugly people.
Yeah, they are ugly.
He's also one
Real
of those
ugly, real
people.
ugly.
But he is also like Clint Howard. The two of them are those guys that I swear just randomly show up
Yeah.
in every movie you love, whether they are a main character or they're just literally have like a 2-line thing. They're in freaking everything.
But they're playing themselves.
Yeah.
That's what makes it hilarious.
Yes.
It's like, let's put you in a cop outfit today.
More trivia
Or a
for you. Do you
detective
know
suit.
who else? Do you know who else worked on this movie that was uncredited that became quite large in after years?
Is this the one that I saw where Huey Lewis is in?
He was an uncredited production assistant on this
Was
film.
he really?
Yeah.
Huey
Yes,
Lewis?
you know James Cameron.
No, James Cameron.
Ah.
Yes. Okay.
That's awesome.
Yes.
Yeah, James
That's what I was
Cameron did a lot for Roger Corman. He did the special effects in one of my absolute favorite low-budget sci-fi movies called, oh crap, now it's going away from me. Battle Beyond the Stars, which was the Magnificent Seven in sci-fi.
Yep.
And the special effects in that movie are much better than you would expect for a Roger Corman movie. It's just, but he went on, I think Piranha 2 was made by Roger Corman technically, and technically James Cameron directed that for him.
Correct.
But it's a lot like trying to get people to admit that Tobe Hooper made Poltergeist. There are a lot of people that claim other people shot both of those movies. Did you know that Clint Howard was not the original choice for that role?
Who
No, I
was?
did not.
Okay. Do you remember the movie Grease?
Yes.
You've heard of it. Relatively at the same time as this movie, right? And very similar in a lot of ways. There was a character that was played, that was a very uber nerd. He was played by an actor called Eddie Deason.
I actually met
also
him
in Critters
recently.
too.
Yeah,
What?
I met him in April.
Okay. He was originally cast as Mr. Eaglebauer. And
Really? I
he
couldn't
had to
pick.
fall out of it. I forget why, but he was originally supposed to be in there.
Do you know what movie he is in that I absolutely love?
Critters 2?
Midnight Madness. I can't believe you
Oh,
didn't come
he's in Midnight. You're right. He's in Midnight Madness.
Yeah, I can't believe you didn't know that one instantly.
I love the character names in this movie too.
Oh, yeah.
Oh my goodness.
You know what
Read
this
the credits
movie...
too.
I'll be interested because I'm sure you guys aren't thinking the same movies that I am. But I felt this movie reminded me a lot of Grease. But what movies were you reminded of? Because I feel like this movie takes from a lot of other movies, and it also was inspiration to a lot of movies.
So, if I could segue that, because I love that.
Okay.
This was my first time watching this movie.
Mm-hmm.
But I've watched a lot of movies from that era. So, my experience for it was, as I'm watching it, it reminded me of Animal House.
Okay.
That came out the year before. And I'm talking, I was flooded with memories of like, man, I cannot believe this. And I had to look up the day. I said, what year did this movie come out?
Right.
And then I looked up Animal House and I was like, holy crap. Like, the female protagonist type situation. And I was like, this is awesome. It hit me with that memory. And I made that Better Off Dead reference because it kind of gave me that vibe as well.
Yeah.
But yes, the first time watching this movie, it just, like I said, I didn't grow up in this era. I was 10 years later, but it definitely reminded me of all those movies from that time frame that I grew up watching that I loved. And yeah, it definitely, it hit me with that emotion, like as far as in that movie, Animal House.
Anybody else? Any movies that had hit you?
Like I said, it made me think of Over the Edge, but it made me feel like Over the Edge was the serious, and like they were the same movie, but one was the serious version and one was just the comedy version.
Yeah, one was the murder, stabby version.
Yeah, exactly.
I'll tell you what I thought of. First of all, the character of Clint Howard, tell me that wasn't an inspiration for Ferris Bueller.
Explain to me what his character even was.
Tell me.
Like,
I'll tell you because we had one at our school. We had a guidance
counselor.
Well, I was gonna say when you first start watching it, you feel like it's a seedy guidance counselor that's doing like some doesn't make the teacher's salary, so he's doing this little
the side hustle.
But then you realize that he's one of them, and he's hanging like he's also a student as well. Like, what even was he? And was he a student that should have like Dazed and Confused, which it kind of made me give that vibe too. But like how you had a Banyan and Dazed and Confused who was, or the other dude, his version, who. He was like several years older, but hung out with all the high school people. Like, was he that way and just flunked a bunch of years and was still hanging out with high school kids? Like, please, someone explain to me who the hell, like, what was his character?
He reminded me.
He was Eagle Bauer.
He reminded me.
Thank you
I
for
think
clearing that up.
every class has like one person that kind of everybody goes to. We had one in our class. Where it was just like if you had a problem, you kind of went to him, and he was the guy that could fake hall passes, and he was the one that had the password to the computers to change grades if absolutely necessary, or get copies of tests. We kind of had a guy like that.
The hustler.
He wasn't real good at his job. I never helped anybody I knew. They would go to him and say, "Yeah, I didn't have our test." Or I'll tell you another movie it reminded me a lot of, which was first a stage play, was Bye Bye Birdie.
I love Bye Bye Birdie,
which is all about an Elvis type of band type love affair of, in that case, Anne Margaret. Over this Elvis type
What's the matter with these kids today?
But I would say if you're looking at the vibe of these movies, I really want to recommend a set of movies from the 60s. The most famous of which, and I would say you can watch this one and you kind of get the feel for what these movies are. Beach Blanket Bingo. By
I
AIP.
love that movie.
They did.
That's Annette Funicello, right?
Yes, Annette Funicello. And Frankie Avalon. However, they were not in all of them. They were in most of them. Annette was in more of them than Avalon was. There were about, I want to say 6 to 8 of those movies made. Beach Blanket Bingo. One summer I said, I'm going to watch all the beach movies. And I watched them one after another. Beach Blanket Bingo is definitely the best of all of them. But go ahead.
What was the horror movie? It wasn't really.
Yes,
that was
Dr. Goldfoot and the bikini machine or something like that. With Vincent Price was in a beach movie.
Yeah, there was a more recent. Well, I say more recent. It was probably the 90s, but it was almost like a spoof horror movie. But it took place. It was like a parody of a beach movie and a scary movie together.
Really? Oh,
tell me.
Yeah, Dr. Goldfoot was during.
Was it just Killer Beach Party? I have no idea.
That sounds right. There was a movie like that. I have not watched. I did watch every single beach movie, which I will tell you, at one point, that gets to be a little much. But if you watch Beach Blanket Bingo and then watch this movie, they're very similar. And this movie actually had a sequel with Corey Feldman.
Oh, God, it was awful. Did anyone else ever see it?
No.
So,
but it was also remade.
A clip.
It was also remade.
I seen a clip of some of the pictures you showed. Yeah. And while we were talking, I definitely said, is that Corey Feldman with the hat on? With the glasses?
I just threw it in there to throw everybody off.
I knew it!
This is the same reason I put some of the pictures I put on Dead on the Bases just to get Jeff all upset.
I'm sorry,
pictures.
I seen it. I was like, we were all talking.
I was hoping somebody would notice it so bad.
Oh, I did. It was like all of them. And he had the hat on, the little fedora, and I was like, "Is that Corey Feldman?" But at the same time, I'm thinking, no, he's too young. No.
There was also apparently.
Wait, hold on. So it is. I was wrong. It's not Killer Beach Party. It is Psycho Beach Party.
There it is.
From the year 2000.
I also learned that Alan Arkish made a TV movie starring, of all people, Renee Zellweger that was a remake of this film.
Really?
Oh, wow.
I am currently saying I want to find out about that. I want to get more info on that movie. So I'm on the prowl for that. And Suzy, I will definitely tell you if it shows up on a free ad supported. I will be telling you about that immediately because I am so curious. Because it was made like in 2009, like 30 years after this.
Psycho Beach Party actually had a really good cast in it, as I digress.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
Well, I say really good cast. I mean, Amy Adams was in it. Kathleen Robinson was in it. So it was a lot of good people from like back then. Lauren Ambrose from 6 Feet Under. Thomas Gibson. Wasn't he in Criminal Minds? Was he in the Criminal Minds?
Yeah. And Darman Gregg, I believe.
Yeah. And Nicholas Brennan. He went wackadoodle, but he was in Buffy. He was in it.
Yes. So
it was like the who's who of the late 90s, early 2000s.
I met him, and yes. You are correct.
But now that I've digressed into another movie, I do have questions about some of the other characters. But Timmy, we never got to ask you. We started talking because we're so loud, and you're such a nice gentleman.
Didn't get to ask me what.
What did the movie remind you of?
What vibe?
Oh, pretty much the movies that you guys named. I can't, you know what I mean? You guys pretty much, named everything that reminded me of. He's like,
just kill me. Put me out of my misery.
The only one that nobody said was, it also reminds me of the Batman, The Dark Knight Returns, because the Joker, in that scene, the Joker was supposed to blow up the hospital and didn't quite blow up right. Turned an error into a nice explosion. Well, apparently, this explosion at the end was a lot bigger than they expected it to be, too. So all this stuff's blowing up in the background, and these guys are just kind of like...
That is a great scene, though. When he's
so that reminded me of that,
I like that.
That's awesome.
I like that.
That's so awesome.
Oh, my Lord.
I love it. I absolutely love it.
By the way, I have no idea where we're at on time because I don't have the time.
We're at 40 after.
We're at a big time. That's where we're at.
A couple of my notes as far as the cast go. But frick, not Riff Randall, but the other one, Kate Rambeau, who was played by what is it, D Young, whatever. Do you know that this was her first movie?
De Young. Yep.
Yeah, she made a lot more though.
I know, but that's why I'm saying it was really surprising to know that this was her first movie, though, with everything else that she did. And I thought that like the two of them really played well off of each other. So I was surprised.
You know, I wonder if we needed that. I call it the B story in the movie, because her story, I was kind of like, all right, get back to PJ. Every time we went to her, I was kind of like, go back to PJ.
Well, we had to have that story, because if we didn't have that story, we wouldn't have had Clint Howard, and then.
Yeah, I definitely thought there was going to be a. But I was like Tim. I thought there was going to be a dynamic between the two. When, was it Tim? He wanted Riff, and Kate wanted him.
Yeah. Let me just say, like, if I was in high school and my best friend was on the phone with the guy that I wanted, and she was all like, "Oh, I don't care if she was doing it for my benefit or not," we wouldn't have gotten to that far, because I would have beat the shit out of her.
I do have to say there.
Wait, I broke Marcus.
Because I could just picture her like, I was joking. Suzy's like, I don't care.
Your life is over.
Oh my goodness.
Did anybody notice how much smoking there was done in this school? That was back in the 80s when people still did try
in the boys' room.
So can I draw attention to that? Like, they didn't really, at least maybe I wasn't paying attention to it. You didn't see them doing adult things until she was in her room, and she lost the tickets, and she started fantasizing, and that's when the cigarette came out, the lingerie came
what
out.
Was in that cigarette? Because
I don't know.
Even if she was just getting high, like she was straight up hallucinating shit.
Oh, yeah, I did. And then she's in the bathroom in the lingerie, and then she's naked, and I went, oh my God, this escalated so fast.
How did we get here?
Well, okay, so I think we have moved on to our random thoughts section of the movie, because I do have a few.
Yeah, I got a couple questions I need to ask.
Okay.
Uh-oh.
Well, I mean, we can all just throw them out at any time. I already mentioned I do have a question, but the gym teacher, what happened to her character? Was it just me, or did she vanish?
She disappeared, and Paul Bartel's character took over.
Yeah,
I think they were like, well, we don't need both of them. What probably happened is Roger Corman said, hey, this is too expensive. Who can you get rid of? About halfway through the shooting of the
those two teachers were like in cahoot, they were both with the little mouse. They were both talking about how the principal was crazy. Like, it was the two of them, and all of a sudden she just went poof. You never saw what happened. I need someone to tell me what happened with her being in the second half.
And they were like the counterpoint to the two best cast actors in the whole movie. The hall monitors were so perfect. Those two hall monitors. Every time they were on, I'm like, here we go. Let's see it. And it was like the two opposites. It was the two that would just kowtow to everything that the principal had, and the two that are sitting there rolling their eyes and going, oh my God.
But can we discuss, though, how freely they were allowed to do strip searches on, like, their female...
Hold on. The way they introduced it into the movie, it was so random, because it wasn't like they did it previously in the movie, like to a guy, or maybe they were just being creepy in the sense you knew they wanted to do it. It was like, oh, we need those tickets. And it's like, well, we're not giving you the tickets. You'll give us the tickets. Body search. And I was like, that's the new punchline of the movie now?
Remember and then when they were walking out, was having him write stuff, and the guy she starts reading what he wrote, and it's the wrong paper.
Oh, my Lord.
It was like, what's this guy writing here?
and of course, the school board didn't even blink. They were like, yeah, whatever.
Oh, yeah. So mine is this. I'm sorry, what's the lead singer's name again? Joey
Ramone.
What the hell was with that scene with him and the producer when they brought the pizza in?
And the wheat germ or
He
something?
wasn't allowed to have any more pizza.
But he's feeding. He didn't have any, and he's feeding him
The alfalfa stuff or whatever.
the dirt and the grass. And I was like, what the hell? Like, at first I'm thinking, all right, maybe they're going to have a segue where he doesn't like the way the producer's treating him. And she gives, like, when she put the pizza with her music, I'm thinking she's going to give him the music with the pizza. And then it's going to kind of remind him of why he did it. And I'm reading all into this. And then it never got revisited. I go, what the hell was that producer for then?
That was another, I call those easily defeated villains. They had the groupie and the agent that were kind of like in the way of PJ meeting the Ramones.
Mm-hmm.
And it was like, she couldn't get past him. And the minute she got past him, it was like, okay, those characters don't need to come on the screen ever again.
Oh, well, kind of like there was Detroit Rock City. That's one that I feel like they got their storyline from this.
Oh, yeah. Absolutely.
And there was another one, I can't think of what it was.
Also,
I feel like this movie is why Crybaby was made. Crybaby's like this thing.
And oh man, what was that one? Didn't have Catherine Zeta-Jones in it. What the heck was that? I'll have to look that up. But I feel like they stole from this one too.
Oh,
the scene we're talking about too, I actually read that the pizza scene actually got altered a little bit because Dee Dee Ramone's acting was so horrible. They had to take all his lines away from him, and because he couldn't get anything right. So some of that got changed.
That's why they were just looking up at her the whole time.
Well, I was just saying, the rest of the band, I don't think talked, but maybe 10 words through the whole thing.
Yeah.
Can I also say another thing that got me was when all the kids ran back into the school, when all the parents and the teachers and the police were outside of it, and they all run in to like take over and blare it. And she says, "What was he? Was he the science teacher? No, the music teacher. Whatever it was."
Yes,
she's like, "You're one of us
teacher.
now." And she grabs the. Can we just talk about how she basically made her teacher strip?
Pull his clothes off him.
Yeah.
But then when they went to the concert, somebody was pinching their ass. I'm like, they're high schoolers.
Yeah, but the teacher himself, he's supposed to be a teacher.
Oh, they're
and she
cute at that
basically was
age.
taking all of his clothes off, and she's supposed to be in love with Joey Ramone. But did you see at the end how they were dancing? She wouldn't let go of the teacher.
No, he wouldn't let go of her.
I think she was just
in place.
I think Riff Randall was more into her teacher than she was actually into Joey Ramone.
She didn't listen. I'm gonna tell you right now.
But didn't anyone else
He's a better actor.
What?
That man was locked in place. It gyrating in place. He never moved. The movie was starring Riff, but it was co-starring his groin. Okay, he was locked in.
Well, clearly though, she was just, her character was just into older dudes because she's in high school. How old was Joey supposed to be? I know in like real life they're close to the same age, but how old was he supposed to be?
I mean, he could have been at least 4 years or 5 years older, you know.
She just liked older dudes.
I don't know. She chose that. Whew.
This is where I would like to mention that, do you know that for as awesome as the soundtrack was, and as awesome as the Ramones were, I was going to say are, but are the rest of them dead? I mean, Joey died way too early, but are the rest of them dead, or how many of them are alive?
No,
I don't know. Besides the point. But the point is, do you know that they never had a number one hit?
That doesn't surprise me because I'll tell you this. My brother was really into the Ramones at one period. So I got to hear all these songs through drywall. That's how I experienced these songs.
You had
the
separate
first time.
rooms?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, we had a separate room. We were pretty posh, you know. And we didn't have air conditioning, so some of it was coming in through the windows, too. But that was back before everybody had air conditioning. But he was into them. But like,
Do you really need air conditioning in Wisconsin?
there's a couple months, yeah. But in like 82 or so was this made, I think.
79.
Right? Oh, 79. Okay. But by the early 80s. That's when I was starting to listen to music. I feel like everybody's music comes from their middle school to high school, no matter where that was. That's like the music you end up with the rest of your life. And Ramones weren't on MTV, and they very clearly had a video. That PJ Soul's scene was a video, as far as I could tell.
Where did you see videos before MTV?
You would
Not that
see
you see them now, but
very late at night on UHF stations, which would be everything above channel 14. You would see them, and I remember before MTV got out to where we were, channel 24. I even remember what channel it was. On Saturday mornings, as counter programming to all the cartoons that were on the other channels, they were playing music videos, but they only had about 7 of them. And one of them was Blondie's, oh God, it's the one with the Man in the Moon and all that. I forgot what the name of the song is. And it's like, Rhapsody? Is that it? Or Rapture. They had Rapture. It was an 8-minute video. And they would play this thing like sometimes 2 times in a row. It was unreal. You're watching this, and it would just, and as a kid, you're sitting there and you're like, how long is it? I love the song now, but when I was a kid, it was getting way overplayed. But I believe, like, a lot of people, I say, oh, Michael Jackson made MTV, and honestly, it took a while for him to get it. Michael Jackson on there. It was like Duran Duran and New Wave was the first couple of years, and basically Michael Jackson had to hold him at gunpoint and say, you will be playing my videos, by making the best damn videos that had ever been produced.
Making
I
movies.
remember we
Premieres.
actually.
Yeah.
What?
Every one of his videos were always a world premiere. You know,
Well, I was gonna say,
crazy 10-minute movie.
we actually had a party at my house. Like my sister and I invited all of our friends over. We ordered pizza, all this stuff, just to watch Thriller when it premiered. Like, because MTV had that little countdown in the middle, and yeah, we actually had a party. We had, like, you remember those old-fashioned card tables? We felt so fancy because we were allowed to put the card tables out, and all of our friends came over, and we did. We literally had a Thriller party because we all just were so excited that it was premiering.
What people forget is when MTV came out, one of the big draws was it was one of the few cable stations that was in stereo. So you would hook it up to your rack system or whatever, and you could actually hear it in stereo. And there is actually a good trivia thing about the video Thriller. That is the only video that MTV ever even sort of paid for. They had a strict, hey, we're not going to pay for the production of videos, because they didn't have to. The record producers were doing it. But that one was going to be so over the top in making it. Basically, what they did is they said, hey, MTV, we want some money for this thing. This is going to be the biggest drawing video of all time. And they said, we can't give you money for the video, or everybody's going to be coming to us for that. So what we'll do is we'll give you money for access for the behind the scenes of Thriller special. That was like a half-hour special that they would play before the video. And that they, in essence, kind of paid for Thriller through that.
Interesting.
You didn't know that one, did you? I finally got you guys. Cool.
Learn something today.
Yeah.
Learn something new every day. I said it the last time we recorded.
Now, quick one.
Yep.
Which one of y'all, especially you two at top, was matching them outfits from the movie? I knew it.
I was a...
I actually still have a pair of leather pants just like the ones she was wearing. I am currently too chunky for them, but that's okay.
Girl, you better work that fit.
I used to wear dress shirts and dress slacks to school every day because I worked at an office in the afternoon.
Okay.
Yeah.
I was gonna dig out.
Tim has been he's been abducted. He's been abducted. Oh my God! I was so scared.
I was gonna dig out a Letterman jacket to wear tonight, but I was too lazy. So I just decided to match with Marcus instead.
So is it?
It's always Friday the 13th around here.
Well, you gotta a big thing. Well, we'll talk about that in shameless plug time about everything you could do for Friday the 13th.
Actually, I think we need to get to
We're about that
grading
time.
with our time.
Oh, wait. Do I have time to just mention 2 more random thoughts of the movie? And I'll make them quick.
Sure.
Because one is, who grew up living in fear of your permanent record? Raise your hand.
Oh, yeah.
No one else did? Were you guys not scared of your permanent... Marcus, did they not threaten you in school with, it's going to go on your permanent record?
Can I be honest with you?
Uh-huh.
I was like a 95% good kid.
Oh, of course you were.
I got in trouble
Lee,
one
what
time.
about you?
I
Were
got
you
in trouble.
scared of yours?
You
I
say
feel like
me?
they really did always threaten you with, that's going to go on your permanent record.
No, like you. No, that didn't. No.
I hate all of you. No.
No, I mean,
I didn't even go to school half my senior year.
'Cause I get what you're saying. It was definitely like one of those images in movies and shows about your permanent record and everything. But literally at my school,
I don't think it really exists. I think that was just an urban legend, and I don't.
That was to scare you. I'm not even in our yearbook because I skipped picture day.
Oh, yeah. I
I
remember trying to get my transcripts from college, and they could
Oh, yeah,
barely
well,
get those. And I'm like, who the hell would have went into high school transcripts? Nobody. Nobody.
And then the last random thought was, which we talked about the mice exploding, but we did not discuss anything about the giant white mouse at the concert or the giant mom mouse.
And that is the mouse that Rob Bottin was inside of. He actually, he made the costume and he was in there.
But we didn't talk
You
about
could see it. You could see his marks on that face of that mouse too. You could see it.
All right, so with that,
I know those works.
did anyone else have any other random thoughts or questions?
I have
The only
a
other
few
thing I was going to
things-
say earlier is, did you know that there was the Paul McCartney song?
Yes.
Somewhere before was used for they got the licensing for $500, but they had the condition that they were not allowed to put it on the soundtrack.
See, which sucks, because I would have loved to have listened to that version on the soundtrack. Like, I thought it was great.
Yeah. But
That's all I
it did
got.
get in the credits because I was looking in the credits and I saw Paul McCartney and I almost fell off my easy chair. I was like, I didn't hear Paul McCartney. And I'm like, oh, that was him at the beginning.
Yep.
All right, last call. Going once, going twice.
I do want to talk about Plex.
Do we have time?
I did get the info. Why is it not coming up again?
oh yeah, we didn't get to talk about
But
this.
Oh, yeah, Marcus, you had a whole thing you wanted to talk about.
Go ahead.
So when Suzy first gave me this project to look for a movie for the show,
See, it's harder than I make it look, isn't it?
she instructed me to go to I think what was the first one you told me to check?
I don't remember. I'd have to look up my notes.
But you gave me a list. She gave me a list. And the list has some familiar free movies apps, and some of them I didn't know had free movie app options, like the CBS and PBS, stuff like that. So I went to like 4 or 5 different apps. I went to Crackle. I want to say I went to Angel, CBS, and Voodoo. Okay.
Voodoo?
Hoodoo you voodoo.
Ooh.
That's a game word.
Still call it voodoo too.
Yeah. So some of them treated it worse than like a mobile app on Facebook, where it was like you couldn't finish watching the movie until you clicked off the ad, and if you clicked on the ad a certain way, it took you to a different website. It was terrible. Some of them have false advertisement of, hey, you can watch this. Like the one movie promoted, all they promoted was new movies. The new movie with Batista and oh my god, I can't think of his name. But anyway, they came up with that new movie.
Yeah,
Jason Momoa,
right? Or Momoa.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay.
So that new movie was on there. You click on it, it took you to YouTube, and it didn't even work. And I'm like, I tried for like 2 hours, and I text Suzy. I'm like, Suzy, what the heck? These movie apps are crap. So that was the list she had provided. So her and I had to go through an update, and hence why I said that to Timmy. It's like a lot of these apps have changed as far as in what they provide and how they provide it. It's like it's literally just clickbait. It became clickbait.
Yeah.
And it's
It
getting
was
harder and harder.
And
Yes,
how
yes, ma'am.
long, you know, Suzy put together a list of what movies we were going to watch when at the beginning of the season.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, I just wonder how many of these are still going to be on the services that she had picked by the time we get there. Because every time I turn around, a movie that I was sure was on Amazon Prime ain't on Prime no more.
Yep.
And, you know, it's the free ad supported is that times 20, you know. But you also get a lot of movies show up just randomly, and you're like, holy crap, what is this doing here?
Oh yeah, some of them had a list of movies that was worse than the Lifetime movies.
Yeah.
Random girl and guy fall in love by the beach. Watch it now. It was oh god.
Yeah, and Suzy probably would make us. Plex.
Next week.
Plex is probably, when I looked at all the different stations, Plex is second only to Fossum with the amount of time they had for ads on a percent.
And I know how you guys love your Fossum.
Yeah. And I don't know about you, but I thought by far, even Fossum, I think, was better at placing the ads, not in the middle of a goddamn scene.
When the
Because
mouse blew up.
this one, yeah, it was like, by the way, you'll get the punchline after these 8 ads. And I was like, what's going on? They did that in the mouse scene. They did that with one of the Clint Howard scenes. I'm like, what? You cut it here? I couldn't
And you
believe
know,
it.
The bad thing about that is it's one thing when you are watching a movie that you've seen before and you love it. But when you are watching it for the first time or you're trying
Yes.
to recommend these kind of
It
movies
ruins it.
that you really want them to invest in,
Yep.
it loses something.
It
Oh
does.
man,
Like,
the
so
mouse
they-
one took me out.
They're good for people that know the movie and just want it on and it's a good fun. But for someone like Timmy or Marcus, who I really want them to be invested and love it as much as I do, it's hard when that placement's not there.
I will tell you, Plex has one of my all-time favorite TV series, and it's the only place to find it.
What is it?
It's called Remember When, WENN. It's a
I don't know.
sitcom. It was AMC. Early on, AMC was basically Turner Classic Movies. And they, when Turner Classic Movies came out, they said, hey, we're going to have to do something to be a little bit different. And they produced their first television series, and it was called Remember When. And it's about a 1940s radio station. And it's a comedy behind the scenes that's shot almost like it's a 1940s screwball comedy. And I loved the show, and they have every episode is up on Plex. It's impossible to find anywhere else. I don't know why, because it isn't like it has lots of copyrighted music or something on there.
It says it's on AMC also.
Oh, is it? Well, I
The
don't have
AMC
AMC,
Plus.
so that's,
Yeah.
But,
Huh.
oh my God,
56 episodes.
such a great show. There's one episode where they had Molly Ringwald on there in particular that will have you laughing and crying. It is so good. So if you're looking for a really different type of thing, it is kind of like a bittersweet type of show. So you have to be in the right mood for it. But I just absolutely love that program. They have one guy called Mr. Foley that he never speaks because he's the sound effect guy. And he's always just making sound effects in the back. I love that show. I think it's time for grading, though. We're getting a little behind.
Sorry, I was
Do it.
texting.
Yeah, so who's going
Alrighty.
to go first?
Marcus, do you want to go first or last, baby, since this was your movie?
I'll go last.
All right, then Timmy will go you, me, then we'll go up and then down again.
All right, I'll go first. I'm going to give it 2 thumbs up.
Well, you only get one.
I'll take one. I'll take the 1 thumb up. Yeah, I thought it was a fun, good time. I'll be honest with you, I'm not a fan of musicals, so when I actually saw it was a musical, I went, "Oh, here we go again."
I was gonna say,
It really wasn't a
Sorry,
musical at all.
Timmy.
You know what I mean? It actually was. It was more of just like they were involved. They were there during musical performances. It was like a little bit different. So I actually really enjoyed it. I thought it was fun. It was.
How many musicals have I made you guys watch?
Yeah, you I
More
feel
than
like-
one.
Yeah, because I feel like not just musicals where
There
they
was that
but, like,
hillbilly
where-
thing.
Yeah, and then I feel like even if the Hillbilly one was a true musical where they were breaking on the song, but I also think like movies where the soundtrack is the main thing of the movie is also a musical, and I feel like
If
they do
you're
that
gonna
to
have a musical though. At least you've got the Ramones doing the music. So
Yeah.
you know,
I think
it was a
there's a
win-win.
difference between a
Thumbs up.
musical and a movie about music.
Right.
This is
Right.
kind of like about music, but I don't know. They are singing as they blow up a high school at the end. So.
That drum set was just set up so easily.
Everywhere.
Anywhere he went, there was a table with the drum set.
Yeah, and I loved how they even had the drum set like going down the hallway. Okay, anyway, Tim.
I'll tell you what, Tim. I'll give you that second thumb up.
There we
I
go.
also give it a thumbs up. I think it's a good movie, and I think if you haven't seen this movie, you should get out there and watch it because it is influential on a lot of other films that have come after it.
I obviously gave it a heart because I loved it. I don't think that was shocking. It puts me in a happy place.
No one is surprised, Susie.
Exactly.
Not a single human being.
I mean, quite honestly, well, this is an anomaly. Marcus, you picked the movie, but honestly, most of the movies I pick, so I'm going to love them. So
If he didn't tell me he picked it, I actually thought that you picked this movie. It fits in line with the movies you would pick.
Yes,
though.
it does.
And he had no idea how
Yeah.
I felt about this
Yeah.
movie. You never even saw it, let alone knew how I
Yeah.
felt about it.
No, I literally looked it up. I looked through a long list of movies, and when I seen it, it stood out, and I said, "Man," I said, "I've never seen this before," but it's drawing my attention, and it wasn't even my first choice.
No,
And
it wasn't.
the first movie I sent her, she was like, "Oh, I love that movie," and I was like, "Okay."
Oh, yeah. Ironically, it was a Critters movie. It was Critters 4 that you picked.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And she goes, and she goes, "What was your second choice?"
No,
And
what I said was, I keep my messages.
Yeah.
I said, I love the Critters movie, but what's your backup? Because you told me you have a backup as well. And
I
what
did.
you said was, which may be better. Those were your words, which is why
Yes.
I asked, what's the backup?
You know
And
what
when
I
I
think
took
is impressive? All of us are huge horror fans, and we've gone this far into talking about this movie without mentioning that PJ Souls was in
Carrie.
Halloween,
Halloween.
a
Listen.
Rob Zombie movie.
Rejects. She's in
Right.
Devil's Rejects.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's a scream queen to the degree because
Yeah.
she's amazing in every fucking way possible.
Well, for me, it was the hairstyle. Because again, I never seen this movie, and I'm sitting there watching. I go, "I know that woman," and I'm looking at her. I go, "I know that hair."
She definitely had a style to her. Like
Yeah.
I'm in love with that woman. But anyway,
She must have been making this fairly close to when Stripes was being made. Best I can figure. Because I grew up with her in Stripes. I watched Stripes like on repeat.
That was like what, a couple. This was 78, you said, and Stripes was what, like 82?
something like that.
Oh, was
81,
it?
82?
Okay.
I'm pretty sure.
I would have
I'm
thought it
looking it up.
would even beat the 80s,
I'm-
but
I'm
okay.
looking it up.
Before Marcus gives his review,
Oh, Stripes is 81.
Okay.
I do have to say, Mr. Great and Powerful, I did tell Marcus, I said, save Critters for a segment where we can discuss all of them.
That would be interesting. But we do need to get Marcus, what did you grade it?
Oh, I definitely as well give it a thumbs up. It is definitely one of the. I just literally, as we were talking, I bought the movie, so I have it on my phone.
love that.
I think those are movies that if I ever have kids in the future, I would love to share it with them, to give them like some type of history on humor and music and art as a whole. I definitely recommend it. I definitely think it set a tone for how movies were. It played a part in that, like Tim and Timmy were talking about.
All right.
I love that.
You know, side note, every movie we've reviewed, I've purchased, even if I didn't like it.
Aw,
Jeez.
I love that.
Oh,
Just because.
there's not a chance that I'm buying a copy of the Hillbilly Sing Fest there.
Yeah, I don't have that one. I take that back. I take that back. I wasn't on that episode.
Timmy, you dodged bullets. Like the
That
mentor.
was a great one, and it's
was
violent,
not.
so he would like it. All of you, shut up. Moving on, it is shameless plug time. What do we got, Mr. Great and Powerful?
I'm trying to get it up on the screen. There we go. Of course, as you know, we have a different show every Thursday on our Dead on Thursdays promotion. We'd love to have you join us any week here on Thursdays. And the best way is just subscribe. Subscribe to all of our great shows on virtually every service you can think of. We're on there. I think now I want to throw things over to Tim and Dark Side Collectibles.
Dark Side Collectibles, your one-stop shop for all things horror, sci-fi, and fantasy, with free popcorn all the time and celebrity events. Yeah, we did just recently have our Mighty Evening with Sean Weiss, where we screened Before Melody, his new horror movie. It was an awesome time. Everyone had a blast. He had a blast. The movie was very entertaining. I can't.
It was a very
to be released. Yeah, it was quite interesting. Definitely something different than I've ever seen before. So yeah, that was a lot of fun. We definitely have more things on the way. Stay tuned for some announcements. I have some things planned for not this Friday the 13th, but next Friday the 13th. So stay tuned. Probably our next episode, I will announce all of those.
yay.
Yeah, yes. But come down anytime. Everyone is welcome.
I think I'll be there Saturday.
Sounds good.
And
Valentine's
if I can-
Day.
Oh, sorry.
No, go ahead, honey. What's
I
up?
would like to add by saying I don't have anything to plug other than my lovely self and this lovely group of people. But all great and powerful, and Suzy Q, thank you for allowing me to semi-host this. I had a blast. I think it was very fun, and I also give respect to Suzy Q for doing this because it is not easy. I think I just lucked out with picking a good movie that everyone could relate to or enjoy. But same thing with the all great and powerful.
You
guys
lucked
do a
out that
lot.
C-Slick wasn't on. He's the one that gets ornery.
So thank
And
you.
Timmy Tim, your time will come. I'm sorry that next episode was supposed to be your choice, but that has to be pushed back one because rest in peace, James Vanderbeek, who just recently passed away to all of our dismays. I guess Pacey really did get the girl because Dawson left us way too soon. So our next episode I am just declaring it now. We're going to do a little James Vanderbeek. What do we got? Tribute. That's the word. So Timmy, your time to host will come after that.
No problem. No
And you
problem.
will kill it.
Well, I mean, yeah.
Literally.
Someone
Let's not
died.
say that for a tribute show, but yeah.
Oh, yes. Yeah.
All right.
Too soon
Anyway,
for that
anything else? Anything else, or are we closing out?
Yeah, close her up.
All right. Well, thank you for joining us. Please remember to like us, rate us, follow us, share us, help newbies find us. The more people that find us and follow us and like us and view us and all that stuff, then the more times I get to drive these guys crazy, and it's going to be great, 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 great. Reach out to us via our emails. I'm sure those were thrown up at some time. DM us, whatever us. And until next time, don't let the haters dim your sparkle. Reach for the remote and keep streaming. Good night.
Night.
Otherworldlyculture.com
subscribe, like, and comment on our posts all over social media and our site, otherworldlyculture.com.